Declarations and confessions were not designed to produce the results. They were only designed to produce the atmosphere necessary for the results. Stay with me for a minute. When I hear people say things like, I declared, I confessed, and nothing happened, particularly as it has to do with things like success, winning, and becoming great in life, I'm usually concerned because it looks to me like many times we've tied the final outcome to just the declaration, and that's where we're missing something strong. You must understand that there are two things that confession or declaration does for us. First thing that it does is that it creates the environment. It creates the atmosphere for the result. It doesn't produce the result. And here's what I mean. There's some people who have gone through things in their life. They've struggled and have all of those failure experiences. And all of a sudden, the environment around them now feels a bit hard to break through. They don't see themselves as winners anymore. They don't see themselves as people who can make it in life. And so they are living in an atmosphere that cannot produce what they want for themselves, even if they want it. So when they start speaking, they start creating an atmosphere. They start neutralizing what already exists. They start breaking down all of those unseen barriers by talking. And as they're speaking, oh, I'm going to be great. Oh, I'm going to make it. I'm going to prosper. All of that starts creating a force field and an energy around them that calls for possibilities. That's one of the things that declaration does. The next thing that happens when you start declaring, you are rewiring your subconscious. Some people have failed so much, gone through so much, that they've been programmed to fail. Not because they want to, but that's what's happened to them. And that programming needs to be checked. Otherwise, you can come into the things that you really want to experience. So when we start speaking, we're rewiring. As a matter of fact, what you're doing is you're closing up old pathways, neural pathways, and you're creating by your confession new pathways. So when you start saying things like, people like me make it in life, oh, I'm going to be prosperous, you are reminding yourself, you are rewiring yourself that, oh, I'm not that failure. I'm a success. And now you haven't succeeded, as it were, in terms of physicality and tangibility. But notice what's happening here. Your environment is now in alignment with a new subconscious reality that possibility is something that is available to us. And when you start talking like that, the environment is ripe. The environment is right. Everything is coming together. But this is where many people settle. Now, at this point, some people are just, basking in the beauty, the feeling of, I'm a success. Because when you start declaring, it feels good. Oh, I'm a winner. And all of that, it makes you feel great. But you see, you're not stimulated that way to stay in the feeling. You're stimulated that way so that you can then begin to take actions that are in alignment with the new experience. So if I start feeling great, the expectation is that I start doing what great people do. If I start feeling happy, I start doing what happy people do. If I start feeling like a success, like a winner, I start doing what successful people do, what winning people do. And when I start doing that, I start getting the results that successful people get, that winning people get. But if I don't do that, I can feel great, but I'll never be great. I can feel successful, but I'll never come into success. Why? Because the declaration don't produce the final outcome. They only create the environment necessary for that experience. But I must learn, we must learn to come to the place where we move from just declaring to taking actions that are in alignment with what we're saying. Otherwise, we'll say so much and wonder why they're not working. Don't become the enemy that is fashioned against yourself. Don't abort what you're saying by not doing what you're saying. See ya.